Twitter, 5G, and conspiracy theories. So I studied conspiracy content that can be found in tweets with the hashtag 5G. So 5G is topical at the moment because it's a mobile technology, and at the moment 5G infrastructure is being built all around the world, and the first 5G mobile phones have come to the market. So it's an interesting buzzword at the moment for selling phones and infrastructure, and thus it's interesting for many on Twitter. At the same time, because of the coronavirus pandemic happening exactly at the same time as 5G came into the market and to the public conscious, people have kind of like combined those two, and conspiracy theories about 5G causing coronavirus or COVID-19 have sprung up, and thus these kinds of like anti 5G sentiments have started bubbling up. And these have real world consequences. So people have been attacking 5G phone masts with fire and getting jailed because of that. And then there's, of course, Bill Gates has to stand conspiracy theories made about him, that he is the person behind 5G and coronavirus, and maybe even mind control through 5G antennas. So when we go into Twitter, we can see that there's a lot of conspiratory content there. Here's one tweet with the hashtag 5G coronavirus, 5G kills, pandemic, 5G dangers, NWO, New World Order, Stop 5G. So people are producing this content on Twitter, and most likely there's bots also retweeting and making this stuff get bigger and more discussed on Twitter. And also because of the hashtags, some some content uses more general hashtags. So, for example, with this tweet, this is using hashtag 5G and health and fitness uh, at the same time as using more of the conspiratory and clearly conspiracy theory related hashtags such as stop 5G and these short EHS, EMF, EMR related hashtags, which are related to different types of electromagnetic fields and radiation, and people saying that they're allergic to it. So in my project, I had three questions. The first one was, what is the ratio between conspiracy theory oriented content and normal content with the hashtag 5G? And then if we look in the content that is normal for 5G, what type of content is produced, what kind of language is used, what kind of sentiments are there. And then with the conspiratory content, the same thing, what kind of language is used, what is the sentiment uh, for the conspiratory content. Uh, my methods were, as hashtag 5G is very popular, so there's a lot of discussion there. So if I would start analyzing or querying hashtag 5G and something, I would get a lot of uh, content that wouldn't maybe satisfy what I'm trying to find, since many of these hashtags are very small, uh, or these conspiratory hashtags are very small. So I came up with the idea of creating a list of keywords and hashtags that are conspiratory. So, what kind of words and hashtags are used by confirmedly or confirmed conspiratory tweets, and then use this list of keywords and hashtags to tag a data set of hashtag 5G tweets and divide these to either conspiratory or non-conspiratory content, and then analyze both of these data sets with going through the most common words, analyze them through term frequency, inverse document frequency, TF-IDF analysis, and then sentiment analysis also. So firstly, I analyzed tweets found with the four queries, 5G coronavirus, Bill Gates and 5G without a hashtag, hashtag hoax and 5G without a hashtag, and hashtag stop 5G. I gathered these tweets between the 15th of October and 26th of November. And then I gathered a data set of hashtag 5G and tagged these tweets based on the list I made out of the keyword out of the four data sets. And then this was also the hashtag 5G content or tweets were also gathered between the same time range to create a much larger data set to analyze. And from the hashtag 5G tweets, I created two data sets, conspiratory and non-conspiratory, which I then analyzed. So we can go to Jupyter Lab to see what kind of methods or how the code looks. So first I have three Jupyter Lab files that I used. And the first file I checked four datasets and combined them into one dataset for later use and remove duplicates. So for example, I have the Stop 5G dataset, which has 2,500 tweets. And then I have the hoax and 5G dataset, which only has 50. So yeah, I combined those into a dataset that, after removing the duplicates, has only 1,400 tweets. Then I use these tweets to create my tag words. I call them stop words at first. First of all, I use only English language tweets, so that's the first step, leaving me with 630 tweets to use. And then I clean the tweets. So I gather all the hashtags so I can focus on cleaning the text content and then creating the most common words and TF-IDF from that, and then also the same thing for the hashtags. Very basic cleaning for tweet text. I'll also share this code on GitHub so it can be more clearly checked. And my code is based on both the course file that was shared and then some tutorials on the web. Then after cleaning the tweets, I checked the most common words found for both conspiracy themed tweets and non-conspiracy themed tweets, and made also the TF-IDF analysis. And thus I got a list of words and a list of hashtags that I could then use for forming my tag words. So the generated tag words had all kinds of words which aren't useful. So I just checked by either seeing how general the hashtag was or word and removing it, or then making a Google search to see if they were conspiratory uh, words or hashtags. So, for example, Agenda 2030 ended up not being only conspiratory but also a normal tweet for discussing the future for 5G. So, based on that, I got a set of words and a set of hashtags that then I could use for analyzing the hashtag 5G tweets. So, hashtag 5G tweets, again, I cleaned them. I took only English language tweets and then got my ratio with by tagging them if they were conspiracy related or not, by checking if a word in the tweet was a word used in the conspiracy stop words, and also checking if hashtag was in the conspiracy uh, tag hashtags, and setting a truth value that true if they were conspiracy related. And through that, I could find which tweets are conspiracy related, and then could calculate the ratio, which ended up being that 2.6% were conspiracy tweets. And then I could analyze the two data sets, which I can show in the presentation. So my results, after analyzing 56,000 unique English language tweets out of the original dataset of 207,000, 208,000 tweets, I was able to tag the content by producing keywords and hashtags from the 630 tweets. Here are all the conspiratory keywords that my process produced, and then I've colored the ones that I ended up keeping. So the grayed out ones are either too general or might have both content with them. Same thing for the hashtags. So using these tag words, I could find that 1,470 of these unique tweets were conspiratory. And I did this analysis in a way that I didn't calculate the ratio for duplicate content. So if there is an effect that conspiratory tweets are retweeted and the same content is tweeted many times, then this process dampens that effect. So we only see what percentage of the unique tweets are conspiratory related. So to the second point, normal 5G content is technology oriented, very expected. There are telco companies and mobile phone reviewers discussing mobile phones and networks and solutions and business, very general terms. So we can see that the network was the most important thing discussed, and 2020 IoT and connectivity and these very general marketing buzzwords and very clearly related to 5G. Same thing with the hashtags. We see that IoT, AI, some company hashtags also being used. Very general and clearly related to 5G. And then we could see that out of the non-conspiratory tweets, an overwhelming majority was either positive or neutral. So very few negative tweets in this group. And here's a normal basic tweet about 5G, so a World 5G Convention. So then conspiratory content that I found with 5G is I found two types of content. There is tweets that is clearly conspiratory, spewing different kinds of conspiracy theories, and then tweets that look legitimate, but then after clicking a link or better research happen to be very conspiratory. So here are the most common words, and clearly show that we're finding a different breed of tweet. People are talking about radiation, lies, dangers, again EMF, exposure, symptoms, cancer. So much more negative content found here. Same thing with the hashtag. COVID seems to be a very linked topic as per the conspiracy theories. And here we can also find New World Order and Bill Gates and a pandemic, depopulation agenda. So very clear conspiracy theories. Here also World War III. Yeah, and then the conspiracy content was clearly more negative this time. Almost, well, half of the content is negative with a negative sentiment. Some of it is neutral, and then positive seems to be that maybe they're using the type of language that is trying to build hope in a world that is led by a new world order, I guess. I'm not sure. Here's an example of a clearly conspiratory tweet: action against 5G, 5G dangers, EMF protection, we do not consent. And then on the other hand, we have a tweet that looks very, very clean, only using 5G, but then also radiation, which is a general term, but with 5G, it seems to always have conspiratory content. And then when you click this video, you get into a panel that I guess is created by an alternative media. So to recap, the percentage of the tweets that are conspiratory is pretty small, only 2.6%. But on the other hand, if you think about somebody going through a timeline of 5G tweets, 2 or 3 tweets out of 100 are going to be conspiratory and not fit the basic discussion in any way. Regarding this project, I think the main result is the workflow that I ended up creating uh, by creating the tag words through uh, going through these separate but very clearly conspiracy theory aimed hashtags to create the tag words, and then use those to filter and tag the the bigger data set with 5G. And I guess that the next step, how this workflow could be made better, would be to use some kind of a fuzzy logic for tagging these tweets. So both for creating an algorithm and creating a way of tagging these tweets conspiratory, and instead of giving them a binary 0 or 1, false or true categorization into conspiratory or non-conspiratory, there could be kind of like something between 1 and 0 to say how conspiratory a tweet is. And I think this workflow could be interesting for people who are trying to find different conspiratory uh, stuff on Twitter, uh, be it about 5G or any other topic, where they want to see what type of hashtags are fresh. As in this case, the 5G coronavirus hashtag wasn't that much used anymore, but then Stop 5G had become a very popular hashtag in this crowd. So yeah, that's my presentation. I have the Jupyter code and this presentation found in GitHub. Thank you.